Hello. Oh my goodness. I'm back. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Stumbling through a recipe that you just found the ingredients for an hour ago. Yeah, I'm a professional. Uh Hey, how's it going, everyone? It's me, Rudy, your friend. We're back on the cooking show. We're cooking a food. We got the cameras. We got the setup. We got the ingredients. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right in. Oh no, he's not here. Okay, that's fine. We'll jump to, here he is. There he is. Sorry about that. It's Eric. It's my friend Eric. Oh my God, you're back, Eric. Um, yeah, you were one of my test guests, in quotes, because you're a real guest, and now you're a real guest. When I was figuring out the logistics and the mechanics of everything, you did me a huge solid, and we made some Thai curry together, the same one you had on your wonderful honeymoon with your wonderful wife. And today, we're making so before we made a food from your past, Eric. Today we're going to make a food from your future.
Ooh,
Is that exciting?
it's very exciting. I'm excited to see what I have in store.
Oh, do you want to introduce yourself in any specific way or
Yeah, hi, my name's Eric.
yeah, go birds or whatever, right? Isn't that
Yeah,
what you
go
say?
birds.
Yeah, go birds. That seems like a fitting introduction for my buddy Eric. But what I mean when I say it's coming from your future is because you, my friend, are about to move in 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks. You move pretty
Uh,
soon, yeah?
we are moving in 2 weeks and 1 day from today.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And you're moving to Luxembourg.
Luxembourg, it is.
Luxembourg it is. Smallest country, one of the smallest countries in the world. It's not the smallest country, right? We looked it up. It was not the smallest
Yeah,
country.
one of the.
One of the. It's up there. It's in the top five, I think. But definitely the smallest European country in the world. European country in the world. That's not a good sentence. But definitely the smallest European country, I think. Yeah?
Sounds right.
Mm,
But we'd have to fact check that, I think.
we'd have to fact check that. It's a small country. Um, Small enough that when we tried to look up Luxembourgian recipes, we got a lot of Belgian and French French things. But that's okay because we found one that is perfect for the winter months. That's what it said. This dish is a perfect winter month dish. And in the great spirit of Eastern Europe is no is Luxembourg considered Eastern Europe? No.
It's Central Europe, I would say. It's
Central
pretty
Europe. Okay.
it's pretty dead center.
Yeah, okay. Central Europe. And it's so a lot of Central European countries have this kind of thing though. It's like a dumpling. Like just like a flour, eggs, water and milk that comes together and it makes like I immediately think I know there's something similar in Poland. That immediately comes to mind. There's like a Polish dumpling, not pierogies, but also it's like a Polish dumpling. So this is like a really simple dumpling and cream sauce recipe that we're gonna make, and it is pronounced Eric, if you would,
Kniddelen.
Kniddelen. We think that's how it's pronounced, at least. You'll know in 2 weeks and 1 day. But until then, we're gonna go with Kniddelen.
Hopefully the Luxembourg audience doesn't take offense.
Don't want to upset the Luxembourgians. That every entertainer knows. Um, so let's jump right in. This is such a simple and delicious seeming recipe. And we're going to start out. Let's go wide on the old cutting board cam. Hey! We're going to start out by measuring flour. Eric, you have the recipe in front of me. So you're going to be the recipe man.
All right, we are going to need 4 cups, 500 grams of flour.
We're going grams today. We got the scale. The scale is out. We're going to measure out the grams. Um, but something's telling me that's a lot of flour. So I'm going to have a lot of Kniddelen for the next.
It says 4 to 6 servings, so it should last you a couple days.
Yeah, a couple days of Kniddelen.
we're gonna have to get used to the metric system because it'll all be grams and centimeters and
Oh.
all that good stuff over
Well,
there.
considering the other day you're like, when we were looking at recipes, you got it backwards with kilograms and pounds. I think you've got yeah,
Some,
you've got a ways ahead of you. Well, you
I
know that
guess
much
some,
now.
I guess I'm learning to do.
Yeah, 500 grams. So that is a pretty decent amount of flour. Yeah. Um, okay.
All right, so you're gonna
And
whisk
okay.
together the flour and the salt. As much
Oh,
salt as
How much salt?
it just says to taste. So some.
That's not very helpful. Oh, my headphones. They always fall. I really need to look into getting these over ear headphones because these buds they just fall out of my ears so frequently. Okay, fine. We're gonna go with a dash.
Perfect.
Perfect. And then
Next is eggs and
jumping right
milk.
into kneading. Yeah, I'll put that in a separate bowl. It's 1 cup of milk, right?
It is 250 milliliters of milk
Okay.
and 4 eggs.
Is that 1 cup? Does it say or no?
What? It is 1 cup.
It is 1 cup. Okay. Um. Oof. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do some. Wait. Does it say like knead on flat surface or does it say mix in bowl?
Mix in the eggs and milk to create a thick batter without any lumps.
Oh, okay. I thought I'd have to be doing some kneading, but we're doing some batter.
It
Interesting.
seems like it. Yep.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is a lot of liquid. It is a lot of flour, but it's a lot of liquid. So right now I put my flour in a small container. I'm going to move the flour to a big container because we're going to be mixing around all over. So you go in here. That's a lot of flour. That is a lot of flour. And then we're just, okay, so once again, we're just adding the milk and the eggs to the mixture and we're whisking it, I believe was the terminology I heard.
I think it's your choice. However you define mix. If you want to
Oh, it
whisk,
was
I think that
mix.
whisk.
So I'll go with the old spatula, the old
Yeah,
standby.
that feels right.
Yeah. So, okay.
No
So,
lumps. Very clearly says
very
no lumps.
interesting. Okay,
And
because I
then we're
believe
gonna.
when you make like pancakes, you want a little lump. You want a
Mm,
little bit of lump. You don't want it too. I don't know.
smooth.
I know definitely certain recipes are like you want a little, lump, but this one we're going no lumps. Okay, that's
And once
achievable.
we mix it, it's gonna
Doing the
rest for
one-handed
30
crack.
minutes.
So resting, I guess it'll probably come together a little bit better while we rest it. One-handed, one hand. Bam, no shell. Do you see this, Eric? Are you watching
I
as
see
well?
that. I'm impressed.
Does that warrant a subscription, perhaps, with your Amazon Prime? Do you think?
We'll see how the rest of the show goes.
Okay, all right, fair. All right, I have to earn it. That's fine. Make me earn it. I expect it as much from you. Okay, so that's 4 eggs. Pop. Gonna wash our hands real good. Gotta wash our hands real good when you work with raw egg, because salmonella. Did you know that in Europe and in Japan? So I think in Europe, definitely at least in Japan, I know this. But eggs are not refrigerated. Did you know this? And do you know why? Did you say no?
I don't
Did
know. I didn't know
don't
that. I
know?
was thinking
Okay.
about it.
So eggs, when the chicken lays an egg, it has this almost like invisible membrane on it. Yeah,
Hmm.
on the outer layer of the shell. Like you don't even notice it. Um, if you put like I have a friend who has a bunch of chickens. What a guy, Steven. And oh man, I need to get some eggs. He offered me a bunch of eggs, and I'm gonna get them. But if you leave that outer membrane on, like it will protect the egg from like bacteria and stuff like that. So as a result, you can keep them room temperature. But if you do keep that membrane thing on, it's going to collect, like I said, it's going to collect bacteria and other not good to eat stuff. So you have to wash your eggs before you use them. And as Americans, I don't want an extra step when I make my eggs, Eric. I think you can agree. We're on the go. We've got stuff to do. Okay, I've got companies to invest in. I've got places to drive to in my Humvee. I don't have time to wash eggs. So for whatever reason, in American eggs, that outer membrane is washed off in the collecting process. Okay, I understand now why I don't have to like really. This is coming together real thick. This is not batter is not the word I would use for this. Um, yeah, this is okay. So I think I know what's going to happen. We're going to do the whole spoon thing when we drop
Yep.
them in later, which I've never done. And I look forward to getting this lump free. Also, might be a bit of a challenge. This is really thick. This is a thick boy. This is almost like bread batter. We're just going to keep going at it. So yeah, that's the egg situation. In case you didn't know, now you do.
I-
But it also means that you can probably like one of the a Jap like one part of a traditional Japanese breakfast, or like a traditional Japanese breakfast, includes it's like I don't want to mispronounce it, but it's a dish where you basically break a raw egg into a bowl of rice and add soy sauce and other seasonings. But because they have that outer membrane on them, like it's okay to eat the raw egg, yeah? And you
Got
mix it
it.
around in hot rice and it kind of cooks it, but it kind of doesn't. I think it's delicious. I highly recommend if you can get a hold of some like organic eggs, the really expensive ones from your local uh, grocery store, or if you're in Europe or whatever, normal grocery store. I think it's a very tasty breakfast, very hearty, delicious breakfast. Okay, I think it's actually coming together pretty good now. I think we might be lump free.
It looks pretty
Is that
smooth to me.
reading? Is that reading? Yeah, it does look pretty
Mm.
smooth.
Oh
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, I'm a little surprised. So this is also if we were making a bread dough with milk, it would be considered an enriched dough. Did you know this?
With milk is enriched?
Yes. If you add, so I think dough, like if you make regular bread dough, it's just water, yeast, salt, and sugar. But when you start adding in things like milk or maybe even eggs, it's then considered an enriched dough. And that's usually to make like heartier breads, or I think croissant might have those. I'm not sure. Yeah, enriched dough. Okay, so we're going to let this sit for 30 minutes refrigerated or non refrigerated. Does it specify?
Room temperature.
Room temp. Okay. Alexa, set timer 30 minutes. Nice. So, flour, we're done with you. And while that is happening, we're going to make our cream sauce, yeah?
First it says
Oh,
to bring a large pot of salted water to a boil.
so we'll wait on that, I think. I think that's for boiling our dumplings after the 30 minutes.
Okay.
And that should not take me too long. So while we're waiting for our dumplings, we can make our cream sauce, though, is what I was thinking.
Got it.
It's all about
Okay.
efficiency in the kitchen, Eric. Kitchen efficiency. That's what I say. Hashtag kitchen efficiency. Um, and it's 8 ounces. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Where's my cutting board? There you are.
8 ounces of bacon. Yep, that's right.
We're using the old Jimmy Dean bacon, who I think is most famous for sausage. But we're going to use bacon with this one. We're going to sharpen our knife using our knife sharpener. Now, here's the thing. A few weeks ago, or maybe a few months ago at this point, was like, you got to buy one of these knife sharpeners. They're like $5. They're super cheap. They're super effective. I recently watched a video. Do you know this, Eric? Have you seen these before? Or
I've seen them. I've never used that one. We
It's
have an
really
electric
simple.
one
Yeah, you
here.
just pull it through the little grooves, and it sharpens your knife. Yeah,
Yep.
there's two. There's one that's fine, and one that's
Of course.
coarse. Yeah, coarse. Good call. Um, but I watched a video, and like the video was like, "This is really bad." He like super like zoomed in with a microscope on the knife before and after, and he said ultimately this would be bad for your knife. That it really it what it does is it wears away the knife's edge. So it does seem sharper, but you're reducing the knife's overall length. And yeah, it'll take time and a lot of use before it really kind of breaks down. But overall, this is bad for your knife's health. Now, this knife is like a $30 knife, so I don't feel super bad if I end up having to buy another one of these. But if you have $100 knife, $150 knife, then you need to get the whole block. You know the stone. You know the thing I'm talking about, Eric, where you go over it with water and you do it back and forth over and over and over. You know, you're nodding. I
Yep.
see you nodding
Yep.
sagely. You
Yep.
know what I'm talking about. So I don't know if you don't care that much about knives, then this guy is great. If you've got like a $30 chef's knife or whatever, and you're just like, this isn't as sharp as it used to be, this guy will come in handy. But if you go all out on your knives and you really care about your knives, you probably already know this is not good for you. But let me just remind you, this is not good for your $150 Wursthof knife or whatever. So I don't have that though. This is a $25 knife, and so we're using coarse and then using fine. By the
How
way,
many
also, go ahead.
how many subs will it take for you to get the $150 knife?
Well, let's do the math on that, my man. You're a finance major, right? You know all about money and numbers. Um, this is a great gift, by the way, too. It was a gift for my mother this Christmas, so I do recommend if people don't this utility knife is I love it. Like it's 6 inches. You can get a lot of use out of it. I just big recommend on the utility knife. So Misen, Misen utility knife, and it comes in fun colors. Like mine's blue. Isn't that fun?
Go, mom.
Anyway,
Great gift.
yeah, that's a nice knife. I have one. Yes, that is my father. Okay, 8 ounces. Yeah.
8 ounces.
Okay, so this is 12 ounces. So we're gonna trim off. Great. Alex is gonna have a lot of fun eating that part of the bacon. Um, that's about eight. A little more bacon never hurt. And it says chopped, or how does it describe the bacon to be?
Sliced or cubed?
Cubed. Okay.
Or
You can't really
sliced.
find like lardons in the United States, so I'm gonna break this down a bit. Alex, if you're watching this, I'll buy more bacon. Okay, I think this might have been your bacon, but I'll buy you bacon. So Eric, let's talk. Let's chat. Do you mind divulging details about this position of yours? You don't have to, of course. We can talk about other stuff, but uh,
Yeah, of course. No
yeah.
worries.
Okay. So,
Um,
yeah.
well,
Tell me about your job and what this job will be and why it needs to be in Luxembourg.
sure. Well, for the last 2.5 years, I have been project managing new Amazon building construction in the US and
Oh,
Canada. So the new buildings that go up across the country, working with the construction teams and finance teams and getting those built from the ground up. And so one of the folks in the construction world that I worked with here took a job in the EU. It's based in Luxembourg, and she is trying to build a project management team there to match what we have in North America.
okay.
And so she asked if I would want to come over and help her build that. So it was a very kind of unique opportunity for me to basically do what I've been doing in North
Mm-hmm.
America and leverage it in a different country or different continent, I should say.
Yeah, well,
Um,
both. She's like, we need the best. Give me Eric. And they're like, ma'am, you'll have to be more specific. We're Amazon. There are hundreds of Erics employed in our company. And then she said your last name, which we don't have to say on there if you don't care for that. But hey, man, that's so cool. Yeah. I mean, Luxembourg is. Yeah, I mean, I don't. it's exciting because I don't feel like a lot of people know about Luxembourg, and like I said when we were looking, it seems like a lot of the influence of Luxembourg is from the surrounding countries, but it definitely has its own identity. And
Absolutely.
like you said, it is the headquarters for Amazon in Europe. Is that accurate?
Yep, the headquarters,
Oh,
essentially like Seattle is in the U.S.,
sure.
mostly because it's so centralized. So
Yes.
Luxembourg on a map is between France and Germany. If you can picture where those are, and
Two big
below
boys.
Belgium.
Yeah.
So it's kind of this triangle
Okay.
of different cultures that have all heavily influenced, like the food, like you already mentioned,
Hmm.
the culture very heavily influenced by uh, those three sites.
Yeah. You'll be getting the escargot from France and the French fries from Belgium and the sausages from Germany. Classic Luxembourg. That's one we passed on, the escargot French fry sausage dish. We decided to go with this one instead, but that would have been a doozy, I'm sure. Actually, we did look up the national dish of Luxembourg. What was it again? It was like a
It
stew.
was it was like a meat and broad bean, like a beef
Yes, that's
and
it.
broad bean
Yes, and it
thing.
specified smoked pork collar,
Hmm.
COLLAR, which I don't know that that's something you can readily buy in an American grocery store. So we had to skip that one for now. But hey, maybe we'll return to it, Eric, when I'm
I love
desperate
it.
for a guest and I ask if you'll be on again.
Oh man, you're making me sound like the bottom of the barrel, my friend.
No, no, that's my mom. Don't worry. Um, kiss his mom. Uh, okay, so bacon sliced. This is like
All right.
a super simple sauce, right?
Yeah, we're gonna.
Is it butter?
It's butter over medium heat, and then you're gonna kind of add the bacon and let it render.
Yeah. How much butter?
1 tablespoon.
Okay. So it's
Not much.
really you really don't need, yeah. And we're gonna cook the bake. We're gonna cook the butter and then add the bacon after it's hot, or what does it specify
Yeah, it
exactly?
seems like you melt the butter on the pan first, and then you're gonna add the bacon second and let it render down.
Okay. Oop,
And
pardon
then
me, guys.
once it renders for a little bit, you're gonna add the cream.
And it's 1 cup of cream. Yeah.
250 milliliters. That is correct.
Okay. Thank you. I know you're getting used to it. You're getting used to the milliliters and stuff. It's important.
So
Um.
it,
Okay. Continue.
interestingly, now I've already started this new job, and so
Yes.
um, I've started getting
Remotely. You're
used to
working remotely.
working remotely, still in Nashville. Like I said, I'm moving in 2 weeks. But one of the things that is different, other than just the metric system, is the format of dates. So
Oh.
instead of month,
Yes.
day, year, they go day, month, year,
Day, month, year. Yeah.
uh,
That
which
one
is
I'm not so wild about.
yeah. It hasn't been a problem for November and December because
Yes.
you
Of
don't have
course.
as
Yes.
much issues. But now that we flipped over to January, 1/3 and 3/1 are very different dates.
Very different dates.
So I've run into some. I've had to correct myself a bunch of times and caused a little bit of confusion when I rate the dates the wrong way.
Oh yeah, that's something I didn't like. I'm fine with us switching over to the metric system, but m- day, month. No, I guess that kind of makes more sense though, right? Day, month,
Goes
year,
from
because that,
smallest to largest.
yeah, versus month, day, year. Again,
Yeah.
we move fast, and for some reason, I guess that was easier and faster to read while we're driving our Humvees around. Um, I don't know, America. We just got to be different. Got to be special. Okay, yeah, this is the super hot burner, so we're gonna be careful with this. I'm
Yep.
also, I don't know, I might pull an audible here. No, drop my headphones. And grate some Swiss cheese into my sauce. I don't know.
Oh, I like
What do
that.
you think of that? Grating some Swiss cheese in.
Brienne would love that.
Brienne would love that. Your lovely
I mean,
wife.
she loves cheese.
Would she love the bacon? She would not love the bacon,
She would not love the bacon,
but she would love the cheese.
and I wouldn't
So
like the cheese, but she would like, but would love the
that's
bacon.
right.
So
You don't like cheese. So you know what? In celebration of her also moving to Luxembourg, I will add some Swiss cheese to
I
this
love it.
sauce, which I think might. Well, it's got bacon, so it should be. I'm still gonna do it. It should be salty, but I think some Swiss cheese might give it a little bit more creaminess, and I want for the cream sauce. So we're going to while we're letting that bacon render, and it's going to take a bit because it's a lot of bacon.
Yep.
We'll cut up some Swiss cheese. So how are you doing, buddy?
Doing great.
How's
We
it?
are.
How is it? So you switched over like you said, which means your workday is like 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. or something right now, right? Isn't it something a bit odd?
Yeah, I'm starting like probably 3 days a week. I start at 4 a.m. and then the other two I try to sleep in a little bit. But
Mm.
um,
Oof.
being getting done by around noon. So it's a 7 hour time difference from Luxembourg to Nashville.
Oh, noon
So
even. Okay, wow.
yeah, so noon my time is already 7 p.m. in Luxembourg.
Gotcha.
Uh, so it's me finishing up whatever I can do on my own, and that's about it.
Gotcha. Yeah. But it means a lot of afternoon gaming for Rudy and Eric, right?
That's exactly right. A lot of
Looking forward
gaming.
to that.
I kind of wish it was the summer so I could go and play golf and do stuff outside
Oh,
too.
sure, yeah.
Um, but it's been nice. And Brienne has recently switched her job as well, and so she's already on new hours. So it's nice that we're both on early morning schedule, and we are planning for the move. So we're doing a lot of packing and errands, preparing the house to leave. So there's a lot to do, and we're able to do it together and have most of the working day here to get stuff done. So that's
Oh,
been
that's nice.
nice.
Wait, she
Yep.
found something too in Luxembourg? I know that she took a short break from working, but she did end up finding something as well over there, or is she working
Yeah,
full? That's
yeah.
awesome.
She took off for like the holiday season last year or in 23. And when she got back, she interviewed for a role and got the first one she interviewed for because
Oh my
she's amazing.
goodness.
So,
Yeah, great.
um, yeah, so she started about 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now. It's been great.
Now, Amazon, obviously huge company. Is it anywhere adjacent to your work as well, or
No, she's doing something completely different. She's more of like a
gotcha?
on the strategy side of a business rather than kind of execution.
My parents are so. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Eric, but my parents are so bored being retired. It looks like they've made a Twitch account for my dog. Jewel the dog, 13, just said woof woof looks good. Hey, Jewel the dog, be sure to follow me. I could use more followers.
I wonder what
But
credit card Joel will use to subscribe.
to subscribe, if Jewel chooses to subscribe, I don't know. That'd be pretty great. Jewel's Jewel financial uh, advisor, definitely. Bacon's rendering. Cheese is grated.
Bacon looks great.
Ooh, let's measure out our cream. Uh, yeah. What else to chat about with my pal Eric? Did we talk Nashville Eats last time? I'm sure we did.
I think so.
Yeah. Let's talk Seattle Eats. Yeah?
Okay. All
Did
right.
we talk Seattle Eats last time?
I don't remember talking Seattle
I
Eats
don't
last
remember
time.
Eats. Let me ask you about the Starbucks. Did you now you probably went to the Starbucks, right? Just,
Mhm.
for anyone who doesn't know, the original Starbucks started in Seattle, yeah. And it's like a tourist location now if you end up going into Seattle. Yeah?
Yeah, I believe it's the one right in Pike's Market is the first one.
Yeah, I think that's it too.
So yes,
And
it's very crowded.
it'll be, yeah, the line will be around the block. And it's not like they have, maybe they have some special unique stuff there. I'm sure there's like silly touristy T-shirts or something, but it's
Yep.
still just a Starbucks at the end of the day. You're not gonna get like the super secret special menu Starbucks. You're
Yep.
just gonna get Starbucks.
I think they sell. I actually don't know if they have like a. I think they may have a first Starbucks mug because a lot
Yeah,
of Starbucks people collect the mugs. So I'm not sure if it's the same Seattle one that they serve everywhere else. But
yeah. So you can get a fancy mug if you want. But have you been there before? Did you go ever? Or are you like, ugh, too touristy? I live here.
we would go to Pike's Market for about 2 years. We lived half a mile from that area, so we
Yeah,
would walk
because
there.
that's when I visited you. That's where you lived.
Yep, exactly. We normally would only go during the week
Sure.
because of the tourism. But we never went into the Starbucks because, like you said, it's just another coffee spot.
Yeah.
But you could get a lot of fresh fish there, and we did eat. There was a good dumpling place actually nearby that Starbucks that we went to a
Ooh.
bunch. Um, Bowls as well, like some decent Asian
Yeah,
food.
bow. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Ooh, we are rendering over here. Just so I know, what is the next step on this? I think you have to. It says drain. There's a lot of fat. I think it said to
Yep,
drain the fat, right?
yep. So you're
Okay.
going to once it's rendered, drain excess fat and then add the cream
Yeah, we don't need all
until
that fat
simmering.
on top of the cream, which is fat.
Yep.
So we'll try and scoop that out as best we can. Um, what else in Seattle? So Bow's, like, what was the fanciest restaurant you went to in Seattle? Let's just jump in.
The fanciest restaurant.
Fanciest.
So, um, I mean, probably one of the seafood places, which probably is no
Oh,
surprise.
sure. That
Um,
is, I can imagine. Salmon, right? Salmon. That's like
yeah,
the big
yeah.
one.
There's a couple of places that are, right on the Puget Sound there, that have nice balconies overlooking it, that we've gone to a couple times that, yeah, have great salmon and shellfish and kind of anything you would want. So that was kind of our
Ooh,
go-to when people visited and we wanted to get a little fancy.
nice. Yeah, yeah. What's your favorite fish?
I think probably salmon. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the most flavorful to me. There's a lot of whitefish out there that is not really my style. So
Mm.
um, to cook with, I think salmon. We do make a decent amount of tilapia here. We have a recipe that we use tilapia for, but it's not quite the same.
What's your tilapia recipe? Do you have a
I mean,
tilapia cake?
it's pretty simple. No, we take a fillet and kind of fry it in like a batter essentially.
Oh, okay.
Like a thing. It's our cooking philosophy is keep it extremely simple, and we want it to be pretty quick, like under
Mm-hmm.
20-30 minutes to be done. Um,
Sure.
so it was a HelloFresh recipe that we stole actually.
Oh, HelloFresh. Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor, but maybe someday. Um, cool. Wow. There is so much bacon fat. You never reuse your bacon fat when you make bacon, and I know you don't make bacon too frequently anyway, right?
No, we don't
Can
have
I
anything to use it
reuse
for.
this? No, I'm not going to reuse this bacon fat. I'm going to dump it out into a receptacle that is accepting of that. Actually, here's a trick. This is one my mom uh, taught me. If you are cooking bacon, yeah, and you're done and you're not going to reuse the pan, just let it hang out. Let it hang out in the on the stovetop, yeah. The bacon fat will solidify because that's what fat does.
Hmm.
As it cools, and then you can come back with a paper towel and just wipe it out and throw that paper towel in the garbage. Don't pour
Oh,
your fat down the drain because it'll gunk up all your works. You know what I mean?
smart.
Smart. Yep. Good job, mom. Woof woof. Jewel the dog approves.
Mom knows things. I love it.
Moms know things, right? What's a mom trick you think your mom has that's good?
Ooh.
Could be about anything.
Um,
Classic mom trick.
Classic mom trick. When we were growing up, my mom would employ us to pair all the socks that we have. There was 5 of us growing up, and so there's a
Oh
lot of
goodness,
socks.
a lot of
And so
socks.
she would pay us 1 penny for any colored socks and 2 pennies per pair for white socks. And she would sit the 3 of us down in front of the laundry bin and let us go at it, save her some time. And it probably cost her about 25 cents.
25 cents. See, kids, they have no concept of money either. That's good. Take advantage of that. They don't understand. This is
Yeah,
nothing. You can't buy anything with this. You
it was more
dirty
about the
chicken.
competition. I just wanted more than my
Oh,
sisters, really, is what
sure.
it
Yeah,
was.
that works too.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. So we've drained the bacon fat. We've got nice crispy bacon left.
I love it.
We're going to jump in our cream now. Okay, well, let me ask. So 1 cup cream. Let me get that going. Does it specify like mix well or constantly whisk, or does it say anything about heat?
It says add the cream over medium-low heat. It
Medium
doesn't
low. Okay.
say anything about mixing, but
Okay.
it does say you can season to taste and then simmer the cream sauce until slightly thickened.
Yeah. That's gonna take a bit. Oh my goodness. Jewel the dog followed me. We did it. Jewel the dog is a new follower. Let me.
You made
You
it.
want to? Yeah. Scrape the bottom of the pan too. That bacon left a lot of like fond, as they call it, which is I don't know what fond is exactly. I think it's when the fat kind of like sticks to the bottom of the pan. I'm not sure. I'm also going to start boiling our water. Does it say salted water?
It does. It
It
does.
does. Okay, I'll salt this a bit. Salty like the sea, possibly. There we go. And I'll start boiling on another burner, but I'll switch over to the main one once we start doing that. Yeah, I'm using heavy whipping cream here. It just said cream. So we're going to go with heavy whipping cream, which this will be a very rich sauce. Especially when we add cheese to it, too. But I think that'll be fun.
Looks great.
Yeah. Good mom tip, though. If you're a mom in chat, please drop any additional mom tips you have. Let's see. My man Eric's here. Let's talk about what should we talk about? What do you want to talk about?
How about what kind of food we like to do when we're all together?
Sure.
Food related.
So, we're big fans of going out to the hot pot. Yeah. So that's like my favorite. Honestly, hot pot and Korean barbecue is, I think, Rudy's big 2020s find. I feel like the first time we went might have been, yeah, I feel like in the 2020s, that is my defining thing. So I'm obsessed with going out. Well, not obsessed because it's really unhealthy because it usually has a ton of sodium. Oh, we're bubbling. Oh, we're splashing. But I love to go to. There's a place in Philadelphia called K-Pot. Um, it's all you can eat, both of them, hot pot and Korean barbecue. Oh, I can't. I love it. I absolutely adore it. And I think you, me, and our buddy Phil, who I see in chat, doxed him. We went and Brienne. We
Yep.
went for the first time a few years ago to K-Pot and had a ball.
It was a
It was
lot of
really
fun.
really fun.
It
It
was
was
a
a
lot
really.
of
It's
fun.
just like a fun environment too. That restaurant in particular, and it's fun to like make it yourself, and you make it for other people, and it's fun to do it yourself. I think I get a real kick out of that, like being able to cook your own food in front of you, and everything's really like small portions. Like the hot pot in particular, which hot pot, if you don't know, it's basically you get a really really well flavored pot of broth in front of you, and they have all these different like soup. They call it soup flavors. So there's like spicy Szechuan or miso or Thai tom yum. And so they give you these incredibly thinly sliced pieces of meat. I mean, like, how thin, Eric? So thin,
Like
right?
really thin, razor thin.
Really thin. Yeah. And so you take it and you drop it in your broth. The broth gets super hot, boiling hot. Drop it in the broth. Those thin pieces of meat, they're cooking in seconds, Eric.
Yep.
15 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yep.
So you find yourself eating a lot of different things because it's so, yeah, it's so fun. I have such a good time. Hot pot.
It's both a meal and a activity. We probably sit there
Exactly.
for 2 hours plus and just chat and have fun.
You're burning calories while you do it, Eric. It's like it nets out negative, I'm sure. Between all the swishing and swirling you'll be doing. But yeah, it's really fun. Actually, you know what is really fun is doing hot pot at home too.
Oh.
You can buy the burners. You can buy like a whole set. Alex bought one actually. You just plug it in like an electric burner. You plug it into the wall. There's like these. You can buy these broth bases, which are basically just like super hot or not so hot. It's like oil and flavor, and then you just add water and you bring it to a boil. Most Asian grocery stores, you can buy that thinly sliced meat, and then you can buy all the other vegetables you want or tofu or what have you. And then you can just get around with your friends and just do it yourselves. And it's a really good time. I've done it a few times, and we invited one of our friends for the first time ever to do it. He had a blast. He's like, "This is so fun." So big recommend hot
Sounds
pot at
great.
home. Yeah,
I love
good
that.
times. Yeah, really
So
fun.
Brand and I recently went to a hot pot in Nashville,
Oh,
and it was fine. I won't say the
oh,
name, but it was
okay.
fine. The one thing that made me appreciate going to K-Pot was that you know how they have the sauce bar where they have all the
Yes,
different things.
yes.
K-Pot has handy dandy ingredient
Oh,
lists and say if
yes,
you
like
want
an
to make this
instructions.
kind of sauce,
Yes.
here's how you mix it. And this place just kind of leads you to your own devices.
Oh no.
And I just was kind of lost and made it work, but I really appreciated the
The
guidance
guidance,
on
sure.
the window at K-Pot.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, so that's like a big part of it too is a dipping like sesame. It's like a sesame sauce is the traditional one. But
Yep.
then it's like choose your own adventure, like you said. You add in they have tons of different sauces and like cilantro and jalapenos and all
Mm-hmm.
sorts of other things. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
K-Pot has like little charts that say if you'd like to make this kind of sauce, add this and this and this and this and this. And then it tastes delicious. So I didn't even think of that, Eric. That's a really good point.
Yep.
I've got 1 minute left on the timer. My cream sauce is kind of coming together. You can see as you kind of scrape the bottom, it streaks, which means that it's no longer thick. I'm gonna pour in the little bit of cheese I have here, little Swiss, to give it some funk, some tang, and then I'm gonna move my water over to bring that to a better boil.
And I think you're going to want to lower the heat so that it doesn't overcook there
Lower the heat.
on
For
the
what?
sauce. On the sauce,
Oh yeah, I'm taking that
or
off
remove it.
entirely.
Yeah,
Actually,
perfect.
oh here we go. I remember this might boil over. This might be too much water, but I'm trying. Okay, so does it explain the technique for making these dumplings?
Okay, I'll read it to you. It has
Please.
a large paragraph here. Okay, so you're gonna dip a spoon into the hot water to start.
Okay. Does it say
Uh,
what size spoon? I think
a teaspoon.
a teaspoon.
Yep. And then
Okay.
it says, uh, pull a teaspoon-sized piece of dough from the batter.
Oop,
Oh,
Alexa,
and
stop.
drop it into the pot. That's it.
Oh, okay. I thought might have to like do something like this. You know what I'm talking about? With two teaspoons, you're like,
Oh, no,
but I
it
guess
doesn't
not.
say anything that fancy.
How long? How long
It says,
does each dumpling go in there?
it actually doesn't say a time.
No, surely you just.
So okay, it says, simmer the dumplings until they rise to the surface.
Okay,
Then,
okay, okay,
then, then an additional 30 seconds after that.
okay. Does it say bring to a boil? Does it say reduce from a boil or something like that? Or
Mm, It does not.
okay, I know I have an implement that will be really good for this, but I can't. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, cool. So I'm going to use this. It's like a colander, like a scoopy colander.
Oh,
So I'm going to
yeah,
use this to
perfect.
scoop, and I'm going to put them into a large bowl once I'm done with them. So I'm going to bring to a boil. I'm going to lower from a boil. I mean, allow them to simmer is not the most. Oh, I'm going to taste my sauce too.
I think you want to keep up the heat because it's not going to take long. It doesn't seem like.
No. Ooh, that's a tasty sauce. Could use pepper. Ooh, yeah. The cheese is nice. Okay. We're not at a boil yet, so we can hang on a little longer. What else, Eric? So hot pot. I don't know that I've ever cooked a meal for you.
I
I
don't
don't know if
think
I've ever had
so.
the opportunity. No, I should have
Although,
when we stayed with you. Although we took you out for dinner, which was also nice.
oh yeah,
Really nice
you
of
guys were. Yeah, I mean, when we went to Hot Pot, the Korean barbecue, my strategy was just to let you kind of do it, and then I would just eat it because
you. Oh
I didn't
yeah.
really know what I was doing. So
Oh
you
yeah.
were you were cooking for me by indirectly, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I get a big kick out of that, and like the barbecue in particular, I really enjoy. Throwing everything in there. That's like a dad move. I always feel like the dad. I was dadding you a little. I hope you didn't mind. I dadded you.
Absolutely not. One of the things that we were talking about recently was the number of Michelin star restaurants in Luxembourg.
Yes, we were
Um,
discussing this.
so we found out that Luxembourg it has the most Michelin star restaurants per capita in the world.
Yes,
Uh,
dense with Michelin star restaurants.
yes, yes.
And they're not
Well,
all. It was interesting. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when we
you're
were
fine.
looking at them on the Michelin star website, a lot of them were like Japanese, Italian, French. It wasn't always like this is the one particular style. It was a mix of different kinds of restaurants, which was really neat.
Yep, absolutely. And also, we found the I forget what it's called now, but not Michelin star, but the uh, like affordable version of.
Yes, I forget what it was called too, but it was like in the late '90s they came up with a different level of categorizing restaurants where it's like
Mhm.
this food is still really good, but it's not going to cost you 120 euro or whatever.
Yes,
Um,
it's like the taco truck is a
mhm.
good fit in there, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Like a taco truck or a food stall in Thailand or something like that. Have you been doing Euro stuff then? I guess since you've been as a project manager for all this construction stuff, you've been looking at things in euros or.
Um, yes, but it's kind of one of those things that my team or the team that I work with
Mm-hmm.
is there's a lot of expats, so there's a good amount of Americans as well as Europeans, and so
Okay.
everyone kind of interchanges dollar, and if you say dollars, they know what you mean,
Gotcha.
and vice versa. So I probably say dollar still, and they know that it's obviously not in the dollar. It's just the amount of whatever, because every country is different. So you actually won't, you can't really plan for or convert the costs for the specific country.
Gotcha. Interesting. Fascinating, one may even say. And I will.
Mhm.
Fascinating. What like when you get there, what do you expect your meals to be like? Like in the morning, in the afternoon, and dinner? Will you be working in an office or will you still be working remotely?
Yeah,
Do you
the
know?
plan is we'll be going back in the office.
Uh-huh.
So, once COVID ended, Amazon is trying to get folks back in the office. So we will be
Sure.
back probably at least at first, at least 3 days a week, if not 4 or 5.
Oh wow.
Um,
Okay.
because we'll be in a temporary apartment for a couple months. It's going to be very small and might not be a conducive work environment for both two working individuals.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, at least 3 days, probably 3 days a week will be our standard once we
gotcha.
get settled in our permanent
So
residence.
are you thinking how far from the office is your apartment? Do you know?
Yeah, it's about a 15-minute. It's about 20-minute walk or like a 10 to 15-minute tram ride. We're close
Gotcha.
to like the public transport there.
Will you be investing in any bikes? That seems very European to me, to bike to work.
I wouldn't count it out. The
Mm,
interesting thing about Luxembourg is that all public transportation is completely free.
shut up.
So
Really?
you don't have to buy a bus ticket. You just
You
walk
just
on.
hop on. Wow.
Just hop on.
Luxembourg, you know what you're doing in terms of public transit. I like it.
And that's not just the city, but the entire country. So you can take a train
Well,
from Luxembourg City to, I mean, it's a 30-minute
to
train to get
where?
to the border of
Oh,
Germany.
okay, the
And then
border.
you get off and then you pay to go wherever you're going. But
I was saying, what
uh,
what other Luxembourg landmarks are you hitting up? What other city in Luxembourg besides Luxembourg City will you
okay,
take a tram
okay.
to? Hey,
I'll
I'm just
I'll let
joshing.
I'll let you know in a couple months when I've been
All
there.
right, all right. But
All
so
the capitals to visit.
do you think you'll be eating out a little like more often for lunch, or do you know does the Amazon building have a restaurant in it or a cafeteria or anything like that?
The Amazon building has a coffee shop, but
Okay,
no
no food.
cafeteria.
Gotcha.
But there is a it's a mall with like a giant food court across the street that has
Oh.
um a good variety. It's got your standard like Italian and Chinese food, but it's also got there's an Iranian noodle place
Oh wow,
right
really?
there. So that's interesting to check out. There's a couple places that I didn't get a chance to go. I was there for a week in December, but it seems like it's good variety. And I would expect we're probably eating out at least at first a decent amount while we
Yeah,
get
yeah.
situated
Get your
and
bearings and everything. Yeah.
yeah, yep, exactly.
Did you tell your boys? Your two big boys? What were their reactions?
Oh, they were as stoic as ever.
Yep. Not children. I'm talking about your dogs. I saw one before. It was great. You walked out and he followed you. It was delightful. I was delighted.
Yep,
Um,
the dogs are coming with. It looks like we have a question. Are dogs allowed?
from the
They're
dog.
not.
Yeah.
They're not allowed in the office, but I assume that's what you mean. They are allowed in the country.
Gotcha.
Just to specify.
All right. I'm dropping dumplings. Are you watching?
I'm saying
Ooh, this is
great.
kind of working. I mean, they're going to be home style dumplings, by which I mean I'm just scooping and dropping. We're not trying hard to make them like fancy or anything like that. So the instructions again were wait for
Let
them
them.
to come to the top. Yeah. And
Yep.
then another 30 seconds.
Yep. That's correct.
Okay. So we're going to try and do this in rounds, I think.
Yeah, it says it usually takes about 3 batches and not to overfill the pot.
Okay, that is very important. Yeah, I don't want these to stick to each other because they are very sticky right now. And they are sliding off very easily once I put them into the water off the spoon. They are sticking to the spoon a little. Okay, we'll try and get a little bit nicer as we go on, but this is the first batch and it's not going to look so nice. Okay, some of these guys are rising.
Oh,
They're
okay.
rising. Alexa, set timer 30 seconds. No, I'm not going to do that. That's fine. I'll just kind of
Just
eyeball it.
let me count. Start counting Mississippi's for
Start count.
us.
I'm counting in my head. Okay. One Mississippi, two Mississippi. Really beige. This whole setup right now. Got a lot of beige going on, but that's okay.
Do you have
Two,
any
three, four.
cilantro or anything? I don't
So
know
I've
if
got
you're a cilantro
parsley.
fan.
Yeah,
Parsley.
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
This is gonna be it's gonna be beige dumplings with a beige sauce. So some parsley will definitely will make some nice colors. Oh wow, yeah, these came out real goofy looking. I don't even know if I'd call these dumplings. These are like flat. Yeah, I'll try a little harder with the next round to get a little uniformity
It,
and
it sounded like you had a spoon technique that you can try.
it only kind of came to me towards the end. You know what I mean?
Uh, uh,
I was just kind of roughing it the first few. So I think next round it'll really the technique will start to come naturally to me. Okay,
Understandable.
a few more seconds and then I'm gonna pull these and just dump them in the. Oh yeah, these are just they're huge. They really absorbed a lot of water too. I understand why it's just a teaspoon. Oh my goodness. Okay. These are some big boys. These are some big boys.
They look kind of like chicken nuggets from here with the
Yeah, I
shape.
don't know how to describe them. They came out, yeah, really rough looking, really home style is what we say. Okay, they
Yeah,
came
I
out
love
really
it.
home style looking. All right, let's try this. I'm gonna try a little bit harder to scoop it a little bit nicer.
What's your technique to make it nicer?
So before I was just kind of like, I'll try and do it on the, just kind of spreading it a little and using the edge as well too to really, the edge of the bowl to kind of
Ah,
cut it off. That's a little bit more. And I'm sure there's all sorts of Luxembourg. Speaking of moms, there's probably some Luxembourg moms right now shaking their heads in frustration at what I'm doing to their delicious Kniddelen. What is he doing to the
Kniddelen.
Kniddelen? They'll be saying. Like I'm trying to get it in the bowl of the spoon, just
Yeah.
kind of like that. They do slide. I mean, once you dip them in the water, they just come right off, which is helpful. Oh my headphones! I really got to get over ear. Okay, the first thing I'm doing after I get off of this stream is purchasing over the ear Bluetooth headphones. Do those
We can
exist, Eric? Do you know?
I'm sure. The ones I'm wearing now are you can unplug
What
them.
are they? Bluetooth?
Yeah. You
Oh,
plug
but
them into your computer.
those won't look so great when I'm out and on I'm streaming. I need them to be minimalist. I need them to not take up a lot of space. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I think
I'm
you can
gonna.
get ones that have built-in microphone that doesn't have the piece here in the bottom too.
Oh well, I really like my microphone. I think I sound good. Do I sound good?
Oh, true. You already have a separate one. So,
Yeah, I got the separate one that
yeah,
goes
you
on
can find minimal
to
ones
my
for sure.
lapel. All right.
We could
So
also get you one of those like chains, like when you lose your glasses and wear it around your neck, so that if anything falls, it just hangs
yeah,
over your
the
shoulder.
ones that grandpas have. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I could use one of those. So
Okay,
we
those
might.
look
I
like
think.
they're more of a contained shape.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do. They're more cylindrical. Probably 4 batches for this.
Are
This
they
is
like
fun though. I've never
are
done
they
this before.
grown in size pretty good?
Yes, definitely. They plump up significantly as soon as you drop them in. And
Okay.
if you've ever had chicken and dumplings, oh, that was not a clean one. If you've ever had chicken and dumplings from like Cracker Barrel, which is one of my favorite things to get at Cracker Barrel, and I've made those
Mm.
at home too. It's the same thing. You'll put them in, and they'll be kind of like flat, doughy kind of guys, and then they'll just poof, explode. They'll plump up so significantly. Let me taste the dumpling too, just on its own. Scooping it around. I got one of the smaller ones here. Ooh, very hot. So I mean, this is just milk, eggs, flour, and a little salt. So it's not going to be mind blowing here, but
The right
okay, a little
texture and
raw.
then it's cooked all the way through.
Yeah. They're very chewing on my. They're very biscuity.
Mm.
Um, I
Like
like
not
them,
as
which
soft
that's
as
what dumpling. That's what a dumpling basically is: a biscuit boiled in water instead of or broth instead of baked. But I think I might let these ones go a little bit longer. They've all come to the top, and I think I might give it another minute. So we'll go
Okay.
82.
I like that.
Uh, Speaking of dogs, like you live in a suburb of Nashville, right?
Yep.
And you'll be moving to the city proper in Luxembourg, right?
That's correct.
Does that intimidate you at all? Is having the boys in the big city, boys in the big city? Pixar
Yeah,
film coming
it's
soon.
it's gonna be an adventure. I mean, we got Winston, the oldest, when we were in
When
Seattle,
you were
so
in
we
Seattle,
had
okay, yeah.
him. So he was born and basically raised as a city dog,
City
walk on
dog.
a leash and going out
Mm-hmm.
3 times a day, whatever. But Ollie, we got during COVID here in Nashville, and so he is not used to it. So for the last
Country
year,
dog.
well, for the last 3 to 4 months, we've made it a point to try and start leash training him more,
Mm-hmm.
just so
Oh,
he'll be
he's
more
just like a
comfortable on it.
backyard boy, kind of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably worn his collar 20 times in his life, and he's
Oh,
two and a
yeah, no
half,
collar
3 years.
family. All right.
Because we have a backyard, they don't go
Yeah.
out, right? So that'll
Did
be a
one of them
change.
escape though? Right? Did Winston or Ollie? Are they both escaped?
Both
Or they
both
went
of
on a good
them.
adventure?
We had
Yeah.
we had a bad storm here, and the wind actually blew over our fence, and somehow we're still not exactly sure how, but Winston was so scared that he
Oh.
managed to push open our sliding glass door in the back, and so they both went running out, and the fence was blown over, so they were just in the street. And I got a call from my neighbor. Both Brandon and I were, of course, happened to be in the office that day, one of the few days that we're both at work,
Yeah.
and got a call from my neighbor, and she said, do you have two big dogs? I said, yep. And so luckily they took them in and put them in their house for an hour or so while we could get home and pick them up.
Yeah.
But that
It's
was,
very it's funny in hindsight. It's scary. I'm sure it was scary at the time. But
yeah,
um,
exactly.
do you think they still think about that as like the big adventure day they had?
Um, I think when it at least started with a not an adventure day, but I'm so scared because he was trying to get out.
Oh, the scary day.
But what we found out, or what I've realized since then, is that he actually wasn't afraid of the storm, but I guess we lost power that day, and Winston is really afraid of the beeping from the smoke detector. And so
Really?
that was going off. Not the smoke detector wasn't going off, but you know the no electricity, low battery sound.
Sure. The beep. Oh, okay. Sure.
The
Yes.
occasional beep, not like
Occasional
the
beep.
alert
Yes.
beep. And he gets real freaked out by that. So that was beeping upstairs, and so he was like, "I got to get out of here." And so that's what set him off somehow.
Oh. And Ollie's like, "Well, I gotta go with you.
Yeah, always ready to run
I got
wherever.
your back."
Hmm.
Oh, the boys. They're just little boys. They get scared by beeping.
They're adorable.
Yeah, I'm happy it turned out. Yeah, I'm very happy it all turned out okay for them, and
Same.
they had an adventure. And they're gonna have a new big adventure in Luxembourg.
Oh yeah, we keep pondering whether or not the dogs that bark in Luxembourg, if it sounds different than dogs in the U.S.
Well, you'll bring some U.S. flair to
Yeah, like, well,
Luxembourg. Yeah.
do they have accented barks? Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question. Plus, it'll have so much like French and German and Belgian influence. The dog barks. They'll be so it'll be so confusing
Oh
for
yeah,
for
oh
the
yeah.
boys. All right, I'm gonna chop up some parsley while our last dumplings. They were already risen, but
You got time.
yeah, I got time. I want this last batch to cook through really well. Wow, this is some grainy parsley. Don't love it.
I like how
Uh,
fast they cook in the pot. That's really easy.
yeah, I mean, yeah, they're already yeah. You can see they're already coming up. Um, yeah, these second they turned out a little bit nicer looking, but maybe that's. I mean, in the picture on the oh, and where is this recipe from too? If you wouldn't mind, what website is it? I always
This
want to credit
is from Tara's Multicultural Table.
Tara.
Tara, like the girl's name, Tara. Tara.
Tara's multicultural table.
I
Interesting.
put the link in the chat.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, please. And how do the dumplings look in the picture? I wonder. Do they look uniform and nice, or do they like
No, I'd
kind of
say they look
goofy and
kind of, yeah, similar to yours. I'd say.
okay?
I mean,
It's gonna
it's a
heat off.
finished picture covered in bacon and parsley, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
hard to
yeah. You
tell.
can't
But
really see them.
they don't look. Yeah, they're not like dumplings at a Chinese restaurant or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. They have really plumped up.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's more like a pancake. I feel like what's in a pancake batter? Is it eggs, flour, milk, kind of stuff? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, that's exactly
I
right.
feel like it, right? Yeah. Alex, if you're awake and watching this, I don't think you are, but if you want to come down and try some of this, um, let's change cameras. We're done with the stovetop cam. Went well. Oh, I think I hear him moving around. So we're cutting board cam. Let's kind of move everybody out of the way. Get a little clean up here. Okay, so we got our bowl. We got our bowl of dumplings. We got our sauce. We're just gonna make a plate. No Alex on camera. He's probably never gonna come on camera, Uncle John. He doesn't like it. He's not an on camera guy, all right? That's just how it is. Eric, if you were here, you'd be an on camera guy, right?
Oh, 100%.
You'd be standing right next to me.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to have another in person guest soon in the future. A professional food person, too. I'm very excited.
Oh, so
Um,
secretive.
no, I'll say it. It's Bonnie MacDonald. She has the cookie lady. You know, cookie lady.
Oh, she got
You've
good
had the
cookies.
cookies. So
Are
we're
you
not doing
baking?
cookies. We're not gonna. Well, we're
Oh.
gonna do biscuits actually.
Oh.
We're gonna do biscuits with. I think we're gonna do a gravy too, like a sausage gravy. So we're gonna do biscuits and gravy.
Oh, that sounds great.
Which, yeah, I'm really excited to try her biscuit recipe. And then a little parsley. And then we go. We got a bowl of nif. One more
Kniddelen.
time. Kniddelen, of course. Kniddelen. With some parsley and some. Yeah, so I'm going to jump
Looks
right in.
great.
Nice home style. Kniddelen. We love Bonnie. Agreed. Again, they're a little big. I don't, I use the teaspoon, but I might even like find a smaller spoon for this, to be honest.
They're gonna be hot.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot. That's okay. Oh, mmm. So I'm getting actually like macaroni and cheese vibes from this. I mean, I did put cheese in the cream sauce, but mm-hmm. Oh, I'm covering the mic so you don't hear me too loud, but yeah. I mean, the cream sauce is basically no, it's not a bechamel because there's no flour in the sauce, but yeah, this is good. This is very cold night comfort food kind of thing. Like, just came in from shoveling the path. Need something like that can warm me up, something hot, something, or even beforehand. Like, I need to carb up to go shovel the path. Needling me, mom.
That's all they do in Luxembourg is shovel paths.
Shovel paths. It's just a country of paths.
I love it. I agree. It looks very comforting, and that
Mm-hmm.
was in the description as well. So yeah, it would be definitely be something that we would try to make, and maybe do something else besides bacon, or maybe we'll make it when you have to come and visit us in Luxembourg.
I'm getting my passport. I need my birth certificate to get my passport. Did you know that?
Makes
You need
sense.
your birth certificate. I get. Well, but like you give it to them too, and then they mail it back to you. Isn't that weird? I think that's weird. But anyway. No, yeah, I guess it does make sense to show that I'm an American citizen who was born in the United States. No,
Yeah,
but no.
exactly.
I don't know. They can look that up, right? I have a social security number. That makes me American. I don't know how it works.
I think the security needs to be pretty tight to get a passport. They got to be sure.
I suppose.
Can't you? Maybe on the black market you can buy social security numbers or something.
Oh, I'm listening. Tell me more. I think I want more pepper. I want more bite. I think it's missing. So yeah, it is really homey. I'm not gonna say it's bland, but it could use. I don't know. There's no like punch or tang to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of like creamy, homey flavors. I would say.
Could you put? Would it be good with like a crunchy topping? Do you think, or is it
So the bacon is kind of crispy,
okay?
and that helps. And the parsley is actually really doing a lot. Um, yeah, it might even work as like a breakfasty. Like I could see myself putting maple syrup on this.
Oh,
Just again talking about kind of bacony stuff. Because as you said, it's flour, milk, eggs, and a little salt. And yeah, that's it. So this could easily be like a breakfast or a dessert kind of thing.
I love that.
No, we're doing it. We're doing it, Eric. We're using the soup bowl.
Empty bowl. I like that. Oh, nice.
we're using a fancy maple syrup is what we're using. This is really nice maple syrup. It's from the Maple Guild. Sponsor me. And we're going to put...
Are they from Vermont? Looks like a Snapple jar.
It does look like a Snapple bar. Yes, certified organic by Vermont Organic Farmers. This is the
Okay.
real deal, my man. Nothing but the best in my home. All right, so we're going to drizzle a little maple syrup. I'm shaking it. I don't know why. I don't think I need to shake maple syrup, but it just feels right.
Do a slow pour, I think, either way.
Oh, I didn't really get it on screen. I'm not putting more on. That was already a lot.
Oh, I
Fruit
see an idea.
compote?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a really good idea. Good mom tip. Mom tip in the
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Shout out to that mom tip. That's a good one. All right, well, we got the maple syrup, so let's chase this. Is this too much maple syrup?
Breakfast for dinner. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. Can you Google like Kniddelen dessert? Can this be a dessert? Is this too outrageous what I'm doing? Am I spitting in the eyes of Luxumbourgian tradition? Are Luxembourg mothers upset with me right now? I mean, of course they are. I'm such a scalawag.
I found one recipe for sweet Kniddelen.
Okay. What do they do now? Is there
It's
sugar in Kniddelen or?
It says it's a combination of Luxembourg and Serbian cuisine.
Really? That is fascinating.
Yeah,
Is there
they're using
sugar in the
sugar.
dough?
Yeah.
Oh.
And cinnamon. Sugar cinnamon, it sounds like.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a fan with maple syrup. Man, I'm just chewing in the mic. This is a loud chew food.
It's tasty.
Yeah, I really like the texture. So it works really well with the sweet. Because it's kind of dense but chewy at the same time. They're not raw in the middle, especially the later ones. Yeah, I think you're in for a treat when you move to Luxembourg, my man.
You can't wait.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to go out for Kniddelen and pork collar bean stew or whatever. We'll do it all.
We'll do it all.
Well, a huge thank you to you for coming on again in an official capacity, official guest capacity, which means, of course, you'll be getting your appearance fee.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to
it's fun
chat
to
with
chat
you.
it up
It's
with
always
my
fun.
buddy Eric. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I'll be back next week with my friend Lauren. I don't know what we're gonna make yet. We have to talk about what we're gonna make, but she's great, and I'm excited. I'll be on. Ooh, excuse me, 30 minutes later, because she lives in Portland, I think. She might live in Seattle. She lives somewhere on the West Coast, so I won't. She's doing something earlier in the day, so we won't be on until 7:30. But we will be on, and I'm very excited. And yeah, hooray! Thank you, James. Thank you, Eric. Whoops, one more follower. Did I earn your sub, sir? Did I earn your subscription?
I think so. You did great.
You think so?
You're a great host.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun making this. Yeah, I've never done that drop the dumpling in the boiling water technique either, and I thought that was really fun. I would do that again. I would make this again, yeah, and I would really try and make it nicer in terms of like, yeah. They're home
Shape.
style shape. Yeah,
I like the home style. I think
you like
keep
home
it.
style. Okay,
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. All right. That's it for today. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. Hi, Mom and Dad. Hi, Uncle John. And I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.
Bye.